Hello, IGC. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday today. And we are now in day 2 of Leadership Week. And today we are going to be back in the handout that I gave you yesterday, which looks like this. And we're going to be focusing on the second thing that leaders do or should do. And that is today we're going to talk about that leaders share or they inspire a shared vision. And so vision can be looked at in several ways. I'm going to give you some other words that you might consider when you think of the word vision: mission, purpose, legacy, dream, aspiration, calling, or even just a personal agenda. So leaders inspire a shared one of those. And remember yesterday when I was telling you about those 4 characteristics of leaders that people follow willingly? Remember that we talked about inspirational or inspiring. Leaders that inspire are definitely ones that people follow willingly. And then the other element that we're going to touch on today that we covered yesterday is that leaders that are forward-looking are also those that people will follow willingly. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that element too. So those acronyms that you could consider in regards to, not acronyms, I'm sorry, my words are not working well today. So inspire a shared vision. That's what we're going to talk about. So there are a few things that leaders that are inspirational do. And I want to give you a definition of an inspirational leader that comes directly from my social and emotional intelligence toolkit. And it's this: an inspirational leader is one who arouses enthusiasm for a clear and elevating picture of a better future. So how do you arouse enthusiasm? Well, one, we've talked about yesterday that one of the things that we need to do better as a leader is that we need to see the possibilities, be more positive. And that's a big element of becoming an inspirational leader. You have to be more positive. And some of you may know that I did a lesson on the secrets of an inspirational leader. I've delivered it in person, but I actually have a web event that I did almost 2-3 years ago, maybe something like that. And it came from what are some of the characteristics of an inspirational leader? And there are a lot of things that inspire us. We each get inspired by different things. So I want you to think about that. You could drop in the chat if you want what inspires you, or what about an inspirational leader has inspired you in the past. That's not the book entry post, but I would love to know what it is about a leader that has inspired you in the past. And so we're going to move on to, I have a wonderful quote about vision from Simon Sinek, and let me show that to you. He says that vision is the ability to talk about the future with such clarity it is as if we are talking about the past. So that means that the leader that has that visionary capability can look out on the landscape and they can see that forward-looking piece. They can see far out into the future and they can talk about it as clear as it is the past. So they've got that painted. And we use personally, like in our personal lives, we'll use a vision board to be able to find that clarity of the vision of our own future. And when we do that as an individual, that's very powerful. But when you're a leader, you have to be able to help others see that. And I've joked in the past that one of the best ways for people to be able to understand why they can maybe get involved is that you need to engage them. You need to create a common purpose, find common ground. And sometimes that means you need to answer the question, what's in it for me? And I say sometimes leaders need to make sure that they know how to tune in that station, a WIIFM, what's in it for me? So that when we're leading people and we're inspiring, we do need to answer the question of why for our people that are following us, because they will once they can see the why, many times they also too find the way, and they can see that possibility that the leader is putting out there. So that station is like WIIFM. I always thought that was so funny. I learned it in a training session many, many moons ago, and I thought I would share that today. But what I want you to answer for the book entry post today is, what better future are you imagining? So I'm going to pop over and I'm going to look at some chats real quick, because I want to see what people have said in regards to an inspirational leader. Someone said an inspirational leader can give you advice on how to improve what without making you feel like you're lacking. Definitely. They're doing a genuine feedback, guidance, in the sense of they're helping you, because a leader that is coming from a place of help and assistance is always going to make the person who's receiving the information feel more positive and energetic. And let's see here. Someone else said they had an inspirational leader that challenged them and really worked with them to help them grow, instead of just trying to figure out things for themselves. And I believe that that's true. We're going to talk about an element tomorrow that is challenge the process. So I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit on that. But that is a big piece of what a leader does so well, is that they actually can ask us good questions and help us not only understand where we are, but challenge us to move forward. And I love that those options in regards to an inspirational leader. And another person said an inspirational leader helped them see the impact on a person and at work and life that they have. And another one said that for the book entry post, I'm imagining a future where I'm turning down opportunities because I'm so busy with existing opportunities. Wow, isn't that awesome? And then how about I'm challenged at work, enjoy my job. For my personal life, I'm imagining a future where I'm happy and I find enjoyment in life. I love those pictures, that imagination. And I want to encourage everyone. I know at this time, during a pandemic, we can struggle with imagining that picture of the better future. And if you remember what I just shared in regards to Simon Sinek's quote, he said, "Vision is the ability to talk about the future with such clarity, it is as if we're talking about the past." So I encourage you all to continue to try to find that clarity with what you're going to see on the other side. We're going to find that. And if you're leading a team, it is truly your responsibility right now to make sure that you're painting that picture too. And we hit on that yesterday, but becoming forward looking and seeing beyond the now is an essential skill that everyone needs to develop as a leader. And again, remember what I said yesterday, leadership is you have a follower. That could be you're a parent and you have children, of course, they're following you. Whether you're making sure that you're leading yourself, leading a small team, maybe you're leading clients, or maybe you're leading in the community. There's a lot of ways that we're leading. And if we can be inspirational at this time and help others see that vision and so clear that it's as if we're looking in the rearview mirror, that, we always say hindsight's 2020, but leaders have that ability to get that 2020 vision before it's happened. And it's a skill you have to work on. You have to practice seeing the possibilities. And sometimes that means that as leaders, we have to what? We have to get ourselves up out of the weeds, and we have to get at that 35,000 foot level or whatever foot level is required to be able to look out and actually see what the possibilities are. And I mentioned yesterday in regards to how do we actually work on our own possibilities? Well, we have to nourish our minds. We have to be able to see what's going on. And if we are closed in and we're only thinking about ourselves or what's going on in here, then we're not able to be able to see what's coming, see that opportunity that might be available to us, definitely. And I have another comment, and someone said, I'm imagining a future I'm always learning and enjoying the journey. Oh, I love that. That's just so awesome. Lots of wonderful comments this morning. I hope that I've covered everything I mentioned. I wanted to let me hit on one more thing, because we have just a couple more minutes before I run out of my time that I've scheduled. So one of the things that, I'm reading directly from the Leadership Challenge. Kuzis and Posner says, exemplary leaders are forward-looking. And they envision the future and gaze out across the horizon, seeing greater opportunities to come. They imagine that extraordinary feats are possible and that something noble can emerge from the ordinary. They develop an ideal and unique image of the future for the common good. So remember that common good element. And one of the other things that I want to hit on is shared visions attract more people, sustain higher levels of motivation, and withstand more challenges than those that are exclusive to only a few. And, Covey talks about beginning with the end in mind. This is definitely what we're talking about here. And there's a stat that Kouzes and Posner gave in this chapter in regards to envisioning the future. And it says that direct reports who rate their leaders in the top 10% on the dimension of being able to imagine the possibilities and envision the future are more than 13 times more likely to also rate their leaders as effective. And remember those characteristics, that forward-looking, that inspiring. That's what we want to strive for as leaders. And I hope that in this conversation today, I've inspired you all to see a little bit of the possibility. And remember that that's what I want you to do. I want you to see that possibility and imagine that possibility, because this will pass. We will be on the other side of this, and we need to not only lead ourselves, but others in seeing that possibility. So I hope you all have a rest of your wonderful Tuesday. I know it's a little dreary here in Evansville, but I hope where you are, you can find the sunshine within, because today is a great day. And as I've always said, it's your day. Make it a masterpiece.